So guys, welcome back. As you can see, we've got a few bits. So we've got some 4mm silicone vac line, we've got some hose clamps, some for that, some for the heater matrix system. So we've got heater matrix to do today. As soon as that's done up okay, we can put coolant in the car. The only thing we do have to do is, see that nice rusty pipe down there? We've got to do something about that. So it's corroded through at the bottom, which is not ideal. Now, the first time I've put coolant in, I knew I had a massive coolant leak because I forgot to put the heater matrix back together at the bulkhead connection. But as you can see on the camera, just down there, yeah, that's been leaking all over the gearbox. So yeah, we have to address that today. I'm thinking, apparently this part has gone through so many revisions that you can't get the exact part anymore. You could probably get it off a breaker, because obviously that would have the correct part, but from what I've been told on forums online, when I've asked the question, is you have to cut the tube anyway. So what I'm thinking is to unbolt this support bracket here, cut this tube. I mean, you can just hear it flaking off. That's not what you want on your coolant pipe, so we're going to cut it just before that and put some coolant hose on there. Now, I don't know if we've got enough to completely join it, or how well a smooth joint will hold, but only time will tell on that one. We can try and get the original part, but again, it's one of those, is it going to rust out like that? So we've got that to do with today. We've got, just down there, got the heater matrix to be doing. Now, I should have really done that with all this crap out of the way, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to crack on with that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run new vac line to our diverter valve. So, nice, quick, simple, easy progress. We've got some new vac line on. Cable tie, got that run nicely up to our diverter valve. Cable tied, we've cable tied that 6mm internal diameter vac hose that joins whatever the hell that is to that. Looks like an N75 on this, but don't know. There's both them valves and that valve, so that's all right. We're going to throw some hose clamps on this PCV contraption for our catch cam. We've also connected our 6mm vac hose for a boost gauge, quite thick for a boost gauge, but you'll see why. I guess obviously that runs on a lovely path out there. So, rather annoyingly, we're going to have to stop the coolant pipe for now, that rusty one. We do have a game plan now. I have a cordless cordless rotary tool that I'm currently charging off the Ryobi inverter because it's dead, unfortunately, but we should be able to get that right in there and then cut that pipe off nice and clean. So guys, this bit was the culprit here. Around this post, you probably see the metal had gone very thin, so you can see the amount of gunk in there as well. But yeah, this is just corroded. A nice little hole in there. Surprisingly, managed to fit a reciprocating saw into this gap here. If there's enough light, you'll see now. So you can see we chopped. There we go. Chopped the pipe here. Added some hose in, some Jubilee clips onto the other end of the original pipe, which was good. Reused that connector, and then all the way down there now you can see we've got our heater matrix on. So we've got our adapter on, got the clips back on, so I'm just gonna have to see if it leaks. So guys, amazingly we've done all that work, got the coolant system plumbed up, and see it there. So annoyingly I didn't spot that, but we've got a definite weep from this pipe. We do have spare. I suppose, well, I haven't really got a kink point now, but I can always pop this off, trim this down, this pipe here, see if we can get a seal. But yeah, bit annoying. So guys, see there, we're now nice and dry. No more leak. Just trim that pipe back a bit. Obviously, we're just trying to get the car in, get it rolling. You might not be able to see it, but right down there we can see a bit of coolant dripping from under the car. But that is because I overfilled that. It all went out. The only other thing we can check is now inside the car. So nice and dusty. If we look inside the car, we don't yet have wet footwells, so I'm hoping in there there's some coolant and it doesn't want to join us in here. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's all dry, so not leaking coolant out of there. Come back round, see if I rag there just to catch any little bits. Our matrix there, that looks dry, which is a relief. There's a lot of traffic driving past, so I can't really hear if there's any leaks. But yeah, we're dry down there. Obviously there's a bit of residual wetness, but yeah, all good. So, a bit of an update here. Obviously we've got all of our vac lines ran, we've got our catch can ran, that should be nice and out of the way. Our diverter valve looks lovely. Our forge oversized silicon tip looks good, still works with a standard mass airflow sensor, which is very nice. We do have a bracket for that ECU, so that's all good. But our kept the hockey puck, the PCV. I'm guessing you could do without it, but also at the same time it's there to do a job, so why not? We're still looking dry all down here, looking dry on our coolant, which is very nice. Coolant up there. We've stopped dripping down the back on the chassis rail from where coolant ran down, so that's nice. Our matrix pipe looks nice and dry. Our interior footwells, they're nice and dry. So apart from the system bleeding itself, I guess we're looking good on that one. Obviously we're not running AC on this car. It would be nice, but also at the same time a lot more hassle, so throw these small grips out the way. But yeah, so that's our next big thing, getting the downpipe and the lambda sensors back on. But that'll go down there. We're going to push the fuel lines down, we're going to connect them this end and push them down through so we can get them out under the car, but we'll do that when we've got it out. Obviously we've got a lot more coolant there. We're using G30. You can use G40, I've got G40 in my other Fabia, but G30 is plenty good enough. They just obviously upped the spec for G40, supposedly better. So yeah, so guys, you join me inside again. We've switched gears a little bit, so it's nice and cold. Moved the passenger door bit from the actual car, pulled that out, so I can now, I'm going to take this home, follow the pin out, label all those up, then I can spend some time, maybe tomorrow, getting the pin out on these so I can join those two together. All we're really wanting to join, potentially the speakers. Well, I want to join the speakers, but really it's the central locket. We're not bothering with any electric function on the wing mirror, though the other electric ones we're just not bothering. plain and simple. Don't necessarily need it. So yeah, and the window control. So yeah, let's get the pin out from that. Find out what it was in that. Wire that up. Hey presto. We are going to be extending our radio wires for our that's the vac tube for the boost gauge. Ran into here. We will be extending those for our radio that's in the glove box. We do need to split this loom back, so that's our 12 volt for our cigarette lighter adapter. We still needing that, but we need to split this loom back, so we want our aux cable there, our aux port, that's a mouldy, and our TCS. These are going to need to come back because they're going to be in this vicinity. So the main success we've had in here today has been, we've got the coolant patch ran, we're still waiting to find out if we've got a leak, which only time will tell. For the matrix, fingers crossed we don't, because that's a proper pain. But yeah, that aside is this. So it didn't have a locator on it before. We took the one from the Ibiza 5-speed, put a drill bit through there, little 4mm one, just lined that up in there. It's like a bit of a locking pin, and then all I did, because that's not really that secure, it's not for this gear stick, and this moves, and then I set it near to where the second position is. I had a check on my Fabia out there, kind of set it in the same way as that one, so we have our wobble. So that's straight on, just over first, pull it back for a second, let it return to the middle, third, fourth, all the way over to the side, fifth. Now I can hear the click and the clunks from the gearbox that indicate to me that's in gear. So I'm quite happy with that. Our reverse also works. And we know we can feel that's in the gate. We know it's not in first. Pull it back. First is there. First is there. Bosh. So we've got our gear linkages adjusted, which is nice really, having kept the 6-speed in. I have not had to bother with dropping the shifter mech out from the car to then put the 5-speed one in. Just kept it as it was. We are going to be changing this plate for an Octavia plate, because the Octavia plate is the exact same but looks like that. So it'll be a true 5-speed, and we'll keep our vRS logo, which is nice. Our clocks are still looking very nice in there. But yeah, so all this is going to come back out. As you see, our indicators aren't plugged in yet. All this is going to come back out, and got the airbag to put in for the passenger side. Got some of the vents to put in. Got to figure out where some of these sensors go, because I don't know. So that'll be fun. But yeah, bit of a interior update on that one. So guys, now is as good as time as any. Now we're starting to get like the front mainly buttoned up. I want to really now concentrate on getting stuff out of the car that doesn't need to be in the car, and start like getting this back end tidied up. Preparation for this joy. Looking a little better back here. Definitely looking a lot better. So now this is a bit tidier, a bit cleaner. I'm going to work on getting these sponge bits off. That's for siren. Chop that. Yeah, just give this a general tidy up. We are going to be sealing these bolts in, ready for having no rear seats. So guys, another exciting bit of progress. I mean, you could say we've widened our fuel pump, but we've really just connected it because we've done the entire loom swap. Our loom is now held in at the back, nice and secure, and we've got these little clips here, so we've got the little feet on them. They go into the hole, there you can see. Hold that nice and secure, cable tie comes around, so that's good. I've got the Fabia loom that was here, yeah, we've got that disconnected, just need to do that earth. I'll take that back with me, and I'm going to take the Ibiza wire in for the boot, which is the inner lights. So I've got a diagram for which lights do what. The left hand side loom on the Ibiza should also have, let's pull it up, so that's our ABS sensor. Pull this up. So yeah, so we've got a plug there, that's our rear number plate lights. So yeah, we know where the number plates lights want to go. They want to join into this to go into our boot, so we actually have number plate lights. We know that. We know somewhere in here is the controls for the indicators, for the brake lights, for the fog light at the rear, because this loom goes to both rear lights. So essentially it's going to be a case of figuring out what Ibiza wires we can do to this. I'm half tempted to keep this block for the Ibiza, run that up here, and then see what we need to adapt on this bit to get the Fabia side working as it should. Now, I don't want to bother with central locking. I don't want to bother with the wiper motor. That's probably the wiper motor there, that cream plug. We just want to find out which one's central locking, really, so we can actually lock the boot, even though the handle's not going to work. So yeah, because we're going to the manual release cable. So yeah, I'm going to take that ground off. I'm going to whip this out, take this home with me, so I can figure out what wires I can put to this. We're not going to be needing the speaker wires. Might keep this interior lights. The Ibiza also has one for the boot, but if that's on constantly, that's going to be annoying because this is all going to be open. So don't know yet, but we'll see.